Welcome back to another episode of Potty Magic. I'm very, very excited. This is the first one on my little Melbourne tour that I'm doing. I'm joined by probably like the best football story in the AFL of this year, Nic Martin. Oh, here he is. Welcome. Hang on, bring up the song. Come on, bring up the song. Here it is. Yes. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, mate. Thank you very much for catching up in your lovely home here. Yeah. What's been going on? You had a big last 6 months since we last caught up.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. No, it's been good so far. Loving the experience.
Yeah, insane. So just like a little bit of a backstory for anyone that doesn't sort of know Nick's story, have been following along. So in December, wasn't even signed up to an AFL club, was playing waffle. We'll go into this a little bit deeper later on. And then got a call up to do a train-through role with Essendon. Came and did that for, how many weeks was that?
It was about 6
weeks?
6 or 7 weeks.
Yeah, cool. Did that. Got a contract. Unbelievable. Debuts round one. Has one of the best debuts you're ever going to see anyone have ever. And it was just, just been flourishing ever since. So, it's just such a great story. And then we did a little bit of training sort of leading up to you coming on over, which was a lot of fun as well. So, but no, it's great to have you on. So what I like to do with everyone, just to get the ball rolling a little bit, just so everybody can sort of get to know you a little bit more. I've got some true or not trues to go through with you, all right? Okay, so all you have to do, and you can explain that. I'd like a bit of an explanation to the story as well. That would be good. So is it true that during school you actually had like a bit of a lisp, right? And you came home one day and you said to your mum and dad, I took a pecky at school, and they had no idea. They were a bit concerned as to exactly what a pecky at school was, but you meant a specky at school. Is that true?
That is true. When I was younger, like year 1, year 2, I had a lisp, so I couldn't say the S sound.
Yeah.
So literally it's weird because only my brother could understand me.
Right.
So my eldest brother, only one that can understand me. So I'm thought I was speaking normal. Apparently I wasn't. And he's just sort of translating for me.
Yeah, right.
I remember this vividly because I came home from school, took an absolute screamer.
Yeah.
Like, one of the best I've ever taken.
How old were you when this is? So like how old did it take to get rid of the lisp? How long was that around?
I would have been about 7.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
I've come home from school. I remember it vividly, and I've gone, in my head, I've taken a specky at school. And everyone just looked at me with a blank face.
Gone, what?
Apparently I've said, I've taken a pecky.
Which they were real concerned about. They're going, hang on, are you okay?
No,
bring the doll out. Going.
Yeah, literally.
Oh, good. Alrighty, what's the next one? Here we go. Is it true that you didn't actually want to be a footballer, you wanted to be a goal umpire? No, is that true?
Well,
I hear after every goal that you're a Pie supporter that you give the old little flags.
Yeah,
is that correct?
That's somewhat true. It's like I didn't want to be per se a goal umpire.
Yeah,
I always wanted to be a footy player, but it's just like my dad reckons
a goal umpire would have been probably way easier to do.
Exactly.
In hindsight.
my dad reckons I just had this thing where like before they even kicked out, I'd say that's a goal.
Yep.
Or no, he's gonna miss it, and I got it right. But that is true. I used to do the fucking
the whole thing.
The whole shebang.
Can you do the little routine? Go on, Ray. Go on down the barrel. Go on, give it to us. Come on.
My umpiring days are over.
He's put the poles away, put the flags away. No, good. Is it true that you were playing backyard footy with your brother and your dad, and your brother pushed you into a brick wall and literally almost killed you? Is that true?
Mate, these are all true. When's the first one's coming? Yeah. He legit pushed me into a wall, split my head open.
Oh my God.
Probably thought I was going to die.
How old were you when that happened?
Yeah, like 5, 6.
Oh my God.
Pretty traumatic for me, but
I think like you kind of see it with lots of people that play professional sports. They've got a really mean older brother that just beats them up when you're playing in the backyard and sort of gets you a little bit stronger to take on everyone else.
Well, my eldest brother's 13 years older than me.
Yeah.
So ever since I was a kid, I was going to footy games. So sort of just grew up with it, really.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Just that was just part of it. Yeah.
For sure.
Well, it's probably made you, blossom just like you are right now. But then anyway, what's Chris doing? Going
accountant.
Oh, good. Is it true that you would wear Harry Potter glasses? You had a set of Harry Potter glasses?
Yeah.
Are they actually prescription glasses that you were wearing? And you went the full circles?
I had a lot of fucking problems with you when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Couldn't speak.
It sounds like it was a bit of a shit time.
I couldn't speak. I don't know what was next, but yeah, had Harry Potter glasses.
Yeah.
Prescribed, they were.
Yeah, nice. And your mum and dad let you take that sort of, fashion statement to school, hey?
Well, I thought I was starting a trend, but apparently I wasn't.
I was on the back end of the trend. Oh, good. Is it true that you once took a hanger on Jordan Clark in school footy?
Yeah, but I dropped it.
Oh! So where'd you go to school?
I went to Trinity.
Yeah, okay, cool. And was he at Trinity as well?
No, he was at Guildford.
And you were playing each other?
So PSA.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, you'd verse each other. And he was like, this was when he was going. He was top dog.
Yeah.
Sat 18s. He was the man. I got up on him and he just went straight through the hands.
Oh, no.
I'm pretty sure he falconed me. Hit me in the schnoz, but...
I heard you telling everyone that you took a hanger on Jordan Clark, though.
I think I've got the photo. I've got the photo somewhere.
There's a photo,
yeah,
really?
a photo.
I want to see that.
Yeah.
Probably the pinnacle of my amateur football career was I took this hang one time on the goal line. Oh, it was an absolute beauty. They're still talking about it down at CBC there. And last one, is it true that you won a ballroom dancing contest?
Yep.
Wow, well done.
I'll own up to that, 100%.
Smooth mover. Yeah, that's awesome. How was that school? Was that an out of school activity?
It was definitely in school.
Yeah.
It was compulsory. And I was just lucky enough that I was the best.
That was the one. Yeah, cool. And was it like what sort of what style of dance was it? Was it like a good little rumba you were sort of giving?
It's like the cha-cha.
The cha-cha.
Cha-cha. I think that was going to run.
So, lisp cha-cha dancing with Harry Potter glasses, great.
Honestly, if I could beat myself up when I was that age, I would.
He was asking for it.
I was legit asking for it.
That's awesome. Hey, we'll take a quick break here, but we'll get into the start of your AFL career in just a second. We'll go back to December of last year, just gone. So your manager Jason sort of put us in contact to do some training, and we did 6-8 weeks, can't remember what it was, worth of stuff in December. How did you find down body match? Was it worth the height? Was all the height right? Or
yeah, I'll say it was. Funny story. So I'll say from the beginning of the story.
Yeah.
So my manager sort of rings me and he's like, Essendon pretty keen. This was a couple of weeks before the draft.
Yeah.
He said Essendon keen, they're going to give you a call. I'm like, yep, sweet, no worries. Call never came. Literally never came. I was like, bit dog of them.
Of course, yeah.
Bit dog of them. But the day of the rookie draft, Essendon ring me up and we're pretty keen. Would you be happy to move to Melbourne?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, absolutely. And they said, if we don't pick you, you'll come on as a train on. We'll sort of get you over as soon as possible.
So when was the rookie draft? How many weeks before that was it?
So the rookie draft is, I think it's a week.
Yeah.
After the national draft.
Yep.
So, and he said, we'll get you over as soon as possible. If we don't pick you, we'll get you to train on.
Yeah.
Even then, I'm buzzing. I'm like, yeah.
Of course, yeah. It's just like your, opportunity to show everyone what you got.
Yeah, exactly. And train with the best as well. And then because of the border situation with Perth and all that nonsense, I couldn't get over there till January. So it gave me the whole December window to sort of just
hit it. Yeah.
Literally. And my manager was like, mate, I reckon you get a personal trainer. I said, yep, that's a great idea. I want to. He sort of put me in contact with you. And I was like, the Love Island guy.
Yeah.
You can't be serious.
Can't be that.
You can't be serious. And then obviously he was like, mate, just give him a go. I was like, yeah, all right. I'll give him a go. First session, I remember walking out there like, this is fucked. This was...
I love that he had to do the hard sell.
That's
awesome.
the hardest thing I've ever done. I was like, yeah.
Well,
Sounds a real deal.
What I remember from the first session, because you were coming with your brother Chris, who also plays waffle footy as well. Just come along together. But the first session, you could tell that you were built a little bit different, right? Because you came on in, and I know that you were fucked, right? I knew that you were absolutely busted by you sort of, a third of the way through it. But you didn't you did not stop that whole first session. You did not stop. I saw how absolutely ruined you were, but you were like, nah, you just kept going. And it wasn't like, obviously you slowed down a little bit, but you never stopped. It just kept rolling through. So that, and then versus Chris that was fucking dying. So Chris was getting ripped, but Chris was dying. So it was just, you could see that you really had that, I guess what I'm saying, the mindset of when you came in, you're ready to absolutely, pump it. So
yeah, absolutely.
yeah. And we did some pretty gnarly sessions. We did stuff in the gym. We were outside. We did a whole mixture of stuff. And when you got to Essendon to do the train through that, obviously you felt pretty good, and sort of they noticed how fit you were.
Yeah. So they did. They sort of. Well, I sort of came in with my one wood being sort of fitness and I can run out game sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I remember doing sessions and it's like you handed me a kilo weights, 1 kilo weights. I'm like, what's this?
Yeah.
And after 5 minutes, I'm like, what is this? Like, I'm dying. My arms are burning.
Yeah.
It's just like, it was tough work.
That's good. Well, I guess it's just also the style of stuff that we were doing. It was just probably different to what you were regularly used to doing, because, you know, you can run all day. You can run out, probably 2 footy games back to back, like when you're playing the waffle sort of thing. But it's more so just like a different sort of fitness and like working on some different stuff. So it's always good just to do that. But that was good. But you smashed that. Obviously did very well and impressed all the coaches when you came here as well.
Yeah. Sort of got the spot, which at the time was over the moon with.
Yeah.
That's what I was going for. Sort of leave every stone unturned and just try to put in the work. And if it didn't go my way, it didn't go my way. It wasn't because I didn't work hard enough or something out of my control. Yeah. But I was so grateful.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously, like, that's we'll get into, everything, your debut and everything in a second. But going back a little bit before that, I guess why your story is so like everyone is just loving it is because of how the road that you took to get to where you are right now. It was a tough road. Like, you did that. There was 2 drafts that you nominated for and weren't picked up, and then, like you said, did the rookie draft, didn't get the call up from that. Sort of what was the stages through all of that? So run me through that.
Yeah, so obviously it comes back to when I was 18 and played state 18s and had an okay year, but nothing really special. Didn't set the world on fire.
And then just for juniors and everything leading up, who were you playing for?
Yeah, so I played junior footy for Karrinyup Saints.
Yep.
So up north, and not really up north, but played at Karrinyup and then obviously just played a lot of footy at Trinity. Mm-hmm. So it takes up a lot of your time, and did the 13s, 14s, 15s with Subi. Yep. So I played a lot of footy at Subiaco. Obviously Colts and obviously seniors as well. Yeah. But obviously when I was 18, didn't set the world on fire a bit and got knocked back. Which were you're in state 18s for that year? Hey, yeah. So we won the championship that year.
But just personally didn't maybe have the best of carnivals.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was just one of those things. Like a couple games don't really go your way, and that's all right. But obviously missing that draft, you sort of think the world's ending. Like, you're 18, of course, missed the draft. But I tell you what, it's definitely put me in good stead.
Yeah, for sure. Well, like we, I think the last session that we had together, we were sort of chatting about it. I guess if like all that stuff didn't maybe fall your way like that, you wouldn't have had the hunger, you wouldn't have had the work ethic, all that sort of stuff, all the great attributes that you've got now that have sort of put you into the role that you're doing now. So it's also happens for a reason, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Who knows where I'd be if I got drafted?
Yeah. So you missed out on the first draft, and then there was a time that you did a train through role with West Coast. Yep. What year was that? Was that in between the two?
That was the next year. So I think that was 2020 or 2021. I think 2021. Yep. So 2 years after. Got invited to train on the West Coast. Yeah. And at this time, they didn't actually have a list spot available, but they were contemplating it, and obviously got sent back there. Yeah. Which, it's pretty heartbreaking.
Yeah, of course.
And
was there any sort of feedback from when that maybe didn't quite happen? You weren't offered the contract there as to why, any reasons or anything like that from West Coast, or no?
No, not really. Yeah. I sort of said a couple of things about my game, etc., but which, put me in good stead to be a bomber.
Yeah, really. Of course, yeah.
Which, in hindsight...
Man, they'd be fucking kicking themselves and going, God damn it, it was right here. It was literally right here, fuck's sake.
In hindsight, I'm pretty grateful that they sent me back. Yeah. Because I ended up as a bomber.
Yeah, and then so from getting knocked back from that, then you played for... So you nominated for a second draft after that, and then knocked back from that. Was there anything after that? Was there any talks with any other clubs that were, maybe interested or anything like that at that point? Or
not really. Didn't have a lot of interest. Yeah. As the years went on, 20 years old, not a lot of interest. It really started to pick up after the grand final. Yep. So for Subi, played the granny, and then
so you played the whole year of waffle footy for Subi. Yep. And you guys made the final as well, hey?
Yep. Made the grand final, won the granny. Yeah. Which was a pretty sick time. And
would have been
after that grand final, a bit of interest from a couple clubs, came about, but none of them were stronger than Essendon.
Yeah, and then the actual that year of playing Waffle, you had a pretty good all round year, or was it that you had a particularly good final series, or what was it? Was it the whole year, or?
I think I was pretty consistent throughout the year. There wasn't the game where I had 30 and 3 or whatever. It was just, I think I was very consistent.
Yeah,
which is
what you're doing now with Essendon. I mean, you've been very consistent with that as well.
Yeah,
so
I think it's part of the game, really.
Yeah.
Like, I think anyone can have one good game.
Yeah.
Like, anyone can, but if you can do it consecutively, and you look at guys like Pendlebury and even Dave Mundy, someone I look up to, they've done it for 15 years.
Oh, yeah, it's nuts, isn't it?
It's unbelievable.
And I guess that's what makes, a like you said, an all right player versus a really great player as well, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. So then from that, and how's the grand final? How did that all go down? How is?
Yeah, for anyone who's won a flag, it's the best time. It's unbelievable.
And I guess and the thing that I think people don't get as well is I feel like, as winning an AFL grand final, it feels pretty good. But you win a grand final at any fucking level, you're like, oh, it's just it would just be the best. Like,
if you're playing local footy, you win a granny, it's the best time. Like, you can't explain it. Like, the relief sort of thing, there's a bit of relief involved, but celebrations, excitement, it's a great time.
Yeah, and then what position were you playing for Subi all that year?
I was playing like a high half forward. Generally, typically in the forward 50, didn't really leave it.
Were you playing much midfield at all, or nah?
Nah, literally, which is surprising.
Yeah, because you're playing heaps now.
Which is surprising, but never played midfield at senior footy.
Yep.
Purely a forward.
Yeah, right, gotcha. And then has that been like a bit of an adjustment from sort of just being more of like a half forward player to being a bit more midfield for Essendon now, or?
Yeah, something that's pretty cool is how they saw that in me.
Yep.
And how they saw, you could be a midfielder or you could be a winger.
Yep.
Let's just see how it is. And I think I did all right, and I think they just saw something in me there.
Yeah, definitely. And then, like, obviously there would have been so many times throughout all that, period there with the drafts and not sort of getting on the West Coast list and sort of getting knocked back from like a couple of opportunities that might have been there. Was there any sort of like real sort of dark points or like really low bits that you thought, fuck, maybe this isn't going to happen? Or did it ever hit that point for you?
Yeah, absolutely. I remember you sort of sitting there and I was having an exit interview with my head coach.
Yeah.
And I think a couple of clubs have spoken to him, but they haven't spoken to me. So I was a bit unknown to this, and he sort of said, do you still have aspirations to play AFL? And in my head, I was like, yeah, I fucking do. Like, I want to play AFL. But it's sort of that perception where I was like, nah. Like,
you didn't want to get the hopes up
again.
Yeah,
I'm quite happy playing, league football, which I was. League football is it's a high level. It's
massive. And the Waffle as well, except for the VFL, it's probably the strongest league, like a state league, what's it called? League of football, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. You got the Waffle and the Sandful, which is in South Australia.
Yeah.
There's some seriously good players in there.
Oh, yeah.
Some seriously good players who deserve to be on an AFL list.
Yeah.
And it is, like, if you keep honing your craft there, I think the rewards will come.
Yeah, for sure. And then, so from that, like I said, was there one point that you're like, fuck, I'm done, like, just done with this? Like, was it after the second draft or after like the train through stuff with West Coast, or was it anything like that?
I think the West Coast, I thought, oh, this is my one chance.
Yeah.
This might be my last chance. I got to do everything I can.
And I guess that like it was quite an unusual thing to get a train through role invite, I guess, isn't it? Like they're probably like there's not that many that they dish out, eh?
Yeah, I think it was fairly new as well to the whole competition. So
you thought this is your wild card, like
yeah,
this
literally.
is
I thought this is my chance.
Yeah.
But obviously it didn't go my way, and you sort of, I think a couple of days go by and you're like, fuck, like, I think that's it.
Yeah.
But you sort of pull yourself out and be like, do I really want this? And I did. So I thought, you know what? I'm not going to take no for an answer.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back, play Waffle, and I'm going to play the best footy I can. And if it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't, I'll accept it.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, man. Like honestly, it's just, and again, it just shows so much of like why you're here now, and you've got the new contract. You're in the club. You're an AFL player now. It's just like consistent hard work, just never letting it up, and I guess like never taking no for an answer. It's honestly, it's actually it's like inspirational stuff, and that's why everyone's just getting around obviously your whole journey and story so far. So I want to ask you everything about the debut and everything. So we'll take a quick break and we'll do that. So like we were saying before, probably had one of the best debut games of any player ever that you could ever ask for, man. So and run me through the debut. How was it? Well, let's even before that, what was it like even just getting told that you were playing round one?
Yeah, I think it was think it was Thursday training.
Yeah.
And I think there was an injury to one of the players. And Alec Waterman comes up to me. He's like, mate, I don't want to get your hopes up, but I reckon you're on. I'm like, nah, no way. Like, didn't want to get my hopes up.
Yeah.
I was like, nah. And then I was doing gym with all the young boys, and then a couple cameras start rolling in. And everyone starts rolling into the gym. I'm like,
And you're going, what's going on here?
I was like, I might be on here.
Because you've seen every club that loves to do the debut, is the post. And
For sure. And I thought, fuck, I might be on here.
Yeah.
And I'm sort of just sitting in the back behind everyone, and he announces it, and my heart just sinks. I'm like,
Yeah.
And about 15 minutes after, calling mum, calling dad, calling the girlfriend, he's like,
I bet you they would have just been like they wouldn't have believed you. They've gone, oh my God, just because it was such it just happened so rapidly of you, getting the getting the call up and then coming and getting the contract, and then you're in.
Which is, it's so funny that I've gone from this train on this spot game
within
in a span of
8 weeks or something. It was it was less than that even. It was crazy.
Literally. So many emotions going through my head. I remember driving home. I'm like, MCG, Geelong, round one, just playing it over my head. I just could not believe it.
That's wild, eh? Oh my God. So, so then the lead in sort of from the game. So your family flew over. Everyone came over.
Yep, whole family flew over.
Yep.
Actually,
it was MCG. Hey,
MCG. Yeah. 6 of my mates made the trip over.
Sick.
Which was very surprising because they paid for their own flights, paid for their own accommodation.
Oh, mate, you would. You'd be going, whatever, get us there.
Literally, 2 of my mates, they came the day before. They had to fly to Queensland or Brisbane.
Kidding.
To Melbourne. So they went from Perth.
Was there just not? Was there just not?
No stopovers. There was no straight flights from Perth to Melbourne.
Really? At that point?
Yeah, at that point. So they made that trip. I was like,
wow. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. And then, so had the game, and then as the prep for the game, were you nervous were you feeling pretty comfortable, or what were you feeling?
No, I was feeling pretty comfortable. I remember just walking out on the ground, just having a look. Just embracing it. And
I guess you're there for, because obviously the TV goes straight into the game. You're there, you watch 10 minutes and straight in, but you're there a few hours before the game and you're there kicking around, and I guess you get the feel of the ground and the atmosphere and the whole thing, I guess, a little bit, hey?
Yeah, you get there pretty early. So I got there extra early just to sort of embrace it.
You would have been the first one there. You would have been there before anybody could even open the gate for you.
Literally, I was there. Didn't know where to park, didn't know where to drive. Just I had no idea, literally no idea. And then sort of you go on the oval and I just sort of look around. Yeah. This is it.
Yeah.
This is pretty cool.
And were you started on the bench? Or were you on the ground?
I can't remember. I think I started off. Off. Yeah, I did. I started off because I remember coming on and we're already down by about 3 goals. I was like, fuck.
Yeah, going on.
Yeah, I started off. And I think I got my first touch pretty early after that, which settled the nerves real well. Yeah. And,
as soon as you're into the flow of the game, that's when you're just kind of able to get into it. Yeah, for sure. And then, and you kick 5, not just 1 goal, they have 5, man. Oh my God. Yeah. So what was the first goal like?
First goal.
I want vivid. I want as vivid as you can give me.
Yeah, I remember getting the ball. I don't know how, but in the span of from the ball leaving my hand to the foot, I remember thinking this might be your only chance. I don't know how, but I remember thinking that. And I kicked it. I remember Dylan Shield gave me the handball.
Yep.
I reckon I was the last one to give him a high five because I was just so in the most.
Bumping, you were revved up.
Just fist pumps, high fives. I was the last person to get to me. I felt pretty bad after.
That's right. I'm sure you made up for it and said, "Oh, thanks for that."
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did say something after the game. He was like, "Mate, I gave you the handball." I was like, "Yeah, fuck, that's my bad." First goal. It's pretty good.
And that was first quarter, end of first quarter, second quarter.
Second quarter.
Second quarter.
Yeah, second quarter.
And then there was just goals and goals and goals. There was you kicked 2 down the other end of the ground after that. Yep. That were pretty good. There was one real nice snap that you got, and then there was one that was the best one for sure down the other end again.
Yeah, punt road end.
Yeah, that one. That was a cracker, that goal. What did you think after that one? Were you just going, this is easy? Let's go, seriously. I've just kicked after more than half the team score.
I think Braden Ham was just laughing. He was like, mate, you can't be serious. This is AFL. You can't be doing that on your debut. And I was like, mate, I don't know how. I don't know how I'm doing it.
At a moment, yeah. But and then from that game, you had, would you have 24, 25 touches, something like that?
27.
Oh, 20. Sorry. 27, sorry. And then got the Rising Star nomination as well. How do they tell you that you got the Rising Star for the first week?
I think there was a couple of whispers going around the club. like, don't tell him.
Yeah.
But he's got it.
Yeah.
And
who else was getting that? If you kick 5 goals, there was actually one guy from Adelaide that was pretty good because I watched that game. He was
then
up
I was
there.
against Freo.
Against Freo, that's why I watched it. Yeah.
Yeah. I think he kicked 5 as well.
Yeah. Yours are better though. So.
But Truck just announced it to the group in front of everyone.
Yeah.
Which was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. And then, like, from that, is there anything else that you did? Was there other post game stuff, interviews that you did, especially for Rising Stars? Is there anything like that they do? Or
so you do AFL 360.
Oh yeah,
AFL 360.
How was that?
A lot of media, and obviously I'm not really used to it. So
I saw one of them. You actually, I think it was the 360 one. You spoke real good on that. That was I was like, that was a really good one because usually like you get the first year guys that are on there and they're like, or like don't give any, don't give much back to the story. But you nailed that. I thought.
Do a bit of media training before. And
yeah.
You say this, what you don't say.
Yeah,
I'm like, sweet as.
Nice.
I remember I had to do Fox footy after my debut. So this was probably the first real. We're in the change rooms, just played. And I had to do an interview like 5 minutes later for Fox Footy, I think with Ben Dixon.
Yep.
And this was when like no media, like barely any media training.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm shitting it.
Well, they're not thinking that you're gonna kick 5 goals in the first game.
Yeah, literally, but that's the thing. Like you don't really have much time to yourself after games, because you just got to do a couple of interviews. And you barely enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And then you had COVID the next week, or you had protocols next week, so you didn't play the round 2.
Yeah.
So was that sort of weird after like coming off such a high and then being like, oh, I'm out for the next week, or?
Yeah, so I had to go into health and safety protocols.
Yeah.
But it might have been a blessing in disguise because you sort of brings you back down to
for sure.
I was probably riding on an absolute high.
Flying and
then just bang, straight back down to work.
Yeah.
It's probably the best thing for me.
Yes, for sure. And then just since then, just been keeping up that consistent form and, sort of being consistently in sort of the best players for the Bombers each week as well. So,
yeah, just trying to do my role.
Yeah.
Really. Just play my role and hopefully get a couple touches for the team.
Yeah, well, I say to Jono, with my mate Jono, that's a mad Essendon supporter that does the podcast with me sometimes, I'd say to him, hadn't he go, oh, yeah, he just did the usual 2 goals, 20, very good. And then in the last few weeks as well, you signed a new 2-year deal with Essendon, which is massive, so you're stoked with that, obviously.
Yeah, so happy to sign on with the club. I think the future, I think we've got a really good young group. And it's funny, you've gone from barely a 2-month contract.
Literally, man. It's like probably the only time in your whole career thus far that you've actually felt stable. Because it's been a fight. It's just been scrapping.
But I think that's like, you still got to have that mindset.
Yeah.
Like nothing's guaranteed. So you still got to have that hunger and fight and scrap.
Yeah.
Just keep playing and play some good footy.
Yeah, for sure. I had Greg Hire, who played for the Wildcats, on last episode that I did of this podcast, and he was saying he started off as like a development player for the Wildcats and got paid like $6,000 for the whole year to play.
Yeah.
And it was just like same thing, exactly what you just said about sort of being real hungry to, get your opportunities, make the most of it and all that sort of thing. So, no, that's good. Yeah, I can't wait to see you chop up in the next couple of years. And who you been close with at Essendon, who your mates?
Yeah, you sort of, all the first year boys really.
You
sort of hang around them the most and form a little tight group there.
Yeah, of course. And like, is it sort of different? Like, do you have sort of different training workloads and everything that you do like during the week? Like, so you are specifically training with like the first few year guys a little bit more than what you are the older guys, or?
I think pre-season I sort of was.
Yeah.
It's really like first years, a lot of development for them.
Yeah.
This is sort of how you do it. They show you.
Yeah.
And then as the season goes on, it's just like normal training. Everyone's in together.
Yeah.
Trying to get a spot. Really trying to play every week. But yeah, I think for me, I've been working quite closely with Cole Langford.
Yep.
So he's sort of one bloke I sort of look up to, and he's been showing me the ropes a bit.
Yeah, wicked. And then moving obviously more into like you're playing a little bit more midfield. Who's sort of been sort of influential with helping you sort of develop that craft, or sort of help you train and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, obviously, as I said, Cole Langford, Will Snelling.
Yep.
Those two have been pretty big for me because obviously I'm not a big contested bull.
Yep.
So sort of working on the bit of craft there, and
yep.
those two have been massive for me in my development to sort of get me where I am today.
Yeah, for sure. And you played Anzac Day as well, which, like, you know, I know that you're a Pie supporter girl. That would have been weird as. Like, you've been out the ground on like a game that you would have been watching, being like, oh my gosh, you know, ever since you were, you know, 5 and you could remember probably, and then you're lining up against them.
The one time I wanted Essendon to win on Anzac Day.
Yeah, literally.
in about 20 years.
Yeah. That's permanently flicked over now. Yeah, that's gone. That's it.
That's the one game where sort of got the phone call from Essendon. I was like, fuck, Anzac Day. Yeah. Like, that's pretty sick.
Yeah.
I remember got picked.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, this is it. This is unbelievable. And then, because I was obviously a massive Collingwood supporter.
Yeah.
Idolised Scott Pendlebury since I was, you know, since he was playing.
Yeah.
And first bounce, he's lined up on me. I was staring him. So we.
Can I have an audio? Oh no, sorry, hang on. Stop that.
Our huddle was at our forward line, so I started forward, and he's making the trip over. I'm staring at him, like, I wonder who he's going to. and he lines up on me, and I'm like,
oh my God. Yeah.
That was insane.
That's awesome.
I remember telling all my mates.
Yeah. Well, my idol growing up was Pav, right? So there's a story that I tell that I was at the zoo one time, and Pav came on over and he was there with his family, and he was literally this close to me, and there's no one else in the zoo. I couldn't say hi to him. I was so nervous. I can't imagine going to play bloody football against him.
I was probably a bit starstruck. And then the ball's going up. I was like, fuck up, that's straight in.
Yeah.
I remember after the game, he said to me, he just said, like, mate, you're having a heck of a year. Keep going.
Yeah.
I remember I like quoted that in my phone. I reckon I copied and pasted and sent it to about 30 people. Look what Pendlebury said to me.
That's awesome. I'd be telling everyone too. That is sick. That is so cool. No, thanks so much for catching up and having a chat. And man, I cannot wait to see you chop up for the rest of the year and continue on with the Bombers and just keep doing what you're doing. And yeah, everybody's loving your story. And it's been good fun to help you with a bit of training last preseason. We'll have to do it again at the end of this year.
Looking forward to it.
Bigger and better.
Awesome, thanks.
Thanks, big man.